Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. So for a while, I thought people were getting better with their finances, saving more money, living below their means, making an effort, trying to pay off their credit cards in full by the time they're due, maxing out their 401k up to the employer match, all the normal stuff. I was terribly, terribly wrong. My faith in humanity has been absolutely shattered after watching this video by Caleb Hammer, which I have a feeling most of you have not seen this video. It was posted over a year ago, and I watched the first minute thinking, oh yeah, it's another person who's bad with money. No, it's terrible. It's absolutely awful. I want to comment on it as soon as you hit the like button and subscribe, because that's all I ask for. These videos are totally free. I'm doing this at 7 p.m. on a Saturday night to get this video out to you guys, so if you appreciate that, just subscribe. That's it. Thank you so much. And now here is it gets bad. Enjoy.
What about the credit card? Do you feel moral responsibility to pay that back?
Not at all.
Do you feel moral responsibility to pay your rent?
Honestly, no, because my landlord's a dick.
Yeah, if you thought that was bad, just that little trailer there, it gets worse, okay? Just keep watching.
What do you do for a living?
It's a great question. I try to find ways to pay my rent.
So what's your typical methods?
Mostly music. Like working with artists.
Okay, and how's that going so far?
It's good. That's why I'm here in Austin right now.
It's kind of crazy how she said, oh, it's great. It couldn't be better. My career is just like taken off. Finally, all the work I put in the beginning is really, it's paying back with dividends now. But I'm not going to pay my rent because my landlord, I don't like him. No, that's a waste of money. I'm not going to pay that though.
So you made the jump to full-time to essentially self-employed.
Yeah.
How's that gone so far?
I'm a lot happier.
A lot happier?
Yeah,
okay.
way less stressed out.
Anytime someone says, oh yeah, I'm a lot happier doing this, it just means they're making a lot less money. Usually, that's the trade-off. You're gonna trade a little bit of happiness for a little more money. You scale back the money, you're gonna have more free time to pursue what you'll wanna do, unless you just absolutely love work. Like me.
How's the, money situation though, like paying rent and saving up?
It's hard, but I just view money as a circle, like it comes and it goes. And it's always going to come back. I just don't know when.
Just imagine if Warren Buffett called money a circle. Oh yeah, it's a circle, it just comes and goes. It'll eventually come back. I don't know when. That's not how you handle money. Money should not be a circle. It should be a line going up with maybe a few divots along the way. That's what money should be.
And retirement?
Retirement, I had a 401k whenever I was at the label.
Right.
And I just haven't looked at it since I quit, so.
Oh, what was it when you quit?
I don't know,
Okay.
That's always bad. Anytime they don't know, it's like someone is trying to lose weight, maybe they're quite overweight, and they just want to avoid the scale, because it's gonna bring them into a reality where it's like their situation's not as good as, if they don't know, it's out of sight, out of mind, they could at least claim ignorance. They could just say, oh, I didn't look at that, I didn't realize it was that bad, I just didn't check. You gotta check these things. You gotta be hit with reality that, if your situation is bad, you have to work to improve it. If you ignore it, it's never going to get better. It's only going to get worse.
How much is your rent a month?
$925.
$925. That's
in LA. Yeah.
How?
COVID deal.
COVID deal, and now it's locked in, isn't it? They can only increase it by
exactly.
what, 3%?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing with rent control though. So once you're locked in with a payment, the landlord could only increase the rent, it's anywhere between 3 to 5% a year. Then during COVID, they declared a state of emergency. For 3 years. 3 years, despite all the stimulus, despite all the unemployment, all the money that was flowing in the economy. 3 years, a landlord could not raise their rent. I don't know why, it makes zero sense, even though the landlord's responsibilities are going up, property taxes, those are going up, insurance, that's going up a lot, maintenance, that's going up, repairs, that's going up, everything else for a landlord's going up. They get no break. Now you could say, oh yeah, sure, the landlord, but they get to own the property. That's not a reason why they should subsidize everyone else who doesn't pay the rent or is not entitled to the similar rent increases that the landlord gets. Anyway, I'm going off on this, but my point being, Los Angeles saw 3 years of a rent freeze. 3 years. Wild.
Credit cards. Do you have any credit card debt?
I do.
Ooh, how much?
I'm not going to say that number on
Okay.
camera.
Is it under 10,000? Over 10,000?
Not specifying.
Oh, wow. Okay, no, that's fine.
Again, that means it's high. She's not specifying if it's zero. If she has no credit card debt, yeah, then you tell people. If you have a ton and you're probably not paying it off, then you say, yeah, I'm not talking about that either. My savings, we don't talk about that. My 401k, we don't talk about that. My credit card debt, we don't talk about that because that's bad. People aren't going to talk about the bad stuff.
People were like, oh, you should get a credit card.
Who advised that? People?
College.
People are stupid.
Yeah,
College
yeah.
advised it?
Yeah.
Like your advisor?
Yeah.
I don't believe that. There is no college on this earth that's going to say, hey guys, if you need money, sign up for a credit card. Just do that. Imagine that's your economics professor who's like, guys, just get the sign-up bonus. You'll get $200 off when you spend 20 grand in the first 3 months. Come on. She's not learning that crap in college. There's no way. She's lying.
So it's almost like they get commission on like stupidity.
Yeah.
What is that? Okay, I'm upset, but that's okay.
See, she's just trying to pass the blame onto somebody else. Like, it's not my fault. College told me to do that. That was bad advice, but here I am because, I'm the victim. That college told me to do. No, college, it's her responsibility.
Why are you not paying them?
Because why would I?
No, like if it starts back up, if none of them are forgiven,
I mean,
you'll just not pay them?
yeah.
And that hurts your credit. You don't care?
Yeah.
It might go to collections and people could come after you and potentially
Yeah.
sue you. You do not care.
No.
The thing is, just like, okay, responsibility aside, okay, the repercussions of not paying the student loan debt, what are they going to do? If there's no money to collect, if it gets sent to collections, what are they going to get? It sounds like this person has nothing. All you see is what they're just wearing. That's pretty much the extent of it, and $925 a month in rent. So there's nothing to collect on. Probably not making a lot of money to garnish wages, doesn't seem to care, has no intention of buying a place or utilizing any sort of debt beyond credit card debt for, like, let's say, buying a house or anything. So the reality is, what could they do? Not much. They're going to screw the credit for a long time, and that's going to be about it.
Student loans that were a contract that you signed with your name, agreeing to pay back, do you not feel a moral responsibility?
Not at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the credit card? Do you feel moral responsibility to pay that back?
Not at all.
Do you feel moral responsibility to pay your rent?
Honestly, no, because my landlord's a dick.
This is not a person you ever want to go into business with. I would be shocked if I were an employer and I saw her and she worked for me. Instantly, that would be like red flags are going off everywhere. Just no personal responsibility, no morals to pay off and do what she said she was going to do because it just doesn't align with the train of thought that those are worth paying. But you know what? They exist. These people are everywhere. And yes, I think student loans are stupid. I think a lot of college degrees are stupid. That doesn't mean that if you sign up to do something, you don't have to follow through because you don't, you think it's silly.
I think we should go back to the barter system.
The barter system.
Personally. That's just me, though.
What would you be trading?
I don't know. Like, I have an apple. You have oranges. I need oranges type of thing.
Yeah, but she has nothing to trade. She has no redeemable qualities, no real job skills, not even charming, can't even tell a joke, is rather pessimistic on life. I don't know what she'd be getting nothing. Okay, there's nothing to barter at that point.
Do you have any financial goals in the future, and how are you going to meet them?
I mean, I would like to have a house. Hopefully I win the lottery one day. That's
But
the
no
plan.
moral obligation to pay for that house, right?
Bingo. Yeah, you got it.
This is real, which is crazy. Again, the lottery is going to be the scapegoat. Like, if I win the lottery, then I'll be fine. And then you leave it up to, like, total chance. But let's see if they get any better.
What do you do for a living?
I work at Dell.
What's your salary?
I earn about 170K.
Do you feel comfortable living off of that in Austin?
I think it helps that I have another income. We have another income in the home.
You're a dual income household?
Yeah. But I sometimes think that can still be tough.
That's pretty good. 170 dual income household. He's probably pulling in for the household with another person, I don't know, 250 a year. That's a great income for Austin.
When it comes to budgeting, do you guys strictly budget?
My wife's a good budgeter. I like to spend more, but I like to spend, but I'll never take on debt. That's one thing I'm very, very careful about. Is never spending more than what you have in your accounts.
I mean, so this to me is just slightly above average in the sense that, debt is bad. We're not going into debt. We're paying off our credit cards, but we'll spend a little bit more because we have more income coming in. And as long as we could count on that income, so what? We don't need to save we don't need to optimize everything, every last dollar, but we'll budget. We'll do some basics. This is probably 50% of the people out there fall into his category.
I can't like pinpoint one thing in our budget that we spend on too much. I mean, the one thing that I get mad about spending and I don't want to spend on would be something like if I paid too much for a flight when I knew I could have gotten it cheaper, or if I paid too much for a hotel when I could have gotten that cheaper.
Yeah, some of those things too, you have no choice. Like if you want to arrive in a certain date at a certain time, you gotta pay the price. And especially lately, like with Southwest, Spirit Airlines, like some of these flights that get canceled, and if you ever get the latest flight of the day and it get canceled, you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed. So I always have to budget now, getting in everywhere I want to go early, just in case something gets delayed or canceled. I have one more chance to get out of there and not be late.
How many times a week do you go out to eat?
Maybe like two, 3 times a week. Okay. Yeah, but we cook a lot at home as well.
2 to 3 times a week. So there's no way he's getting out of that for less than, because I'm guessing they're not going to Chipotle. There's no way they're getting out of that less than like $80 a time. 3 times a week, $240 times 4, spending about $1,000 a month eating out, which again, on an income of $250 isn't terrible. And then you're probably counting another, $800, $500 a month in groceries if they're eating really well for the month. So he's probably all in, my guess, $1,750 a month for food.
Value of your car drops immediately in the first 2-3 years, whereas when you are leasing a car, yes, the value is dropping, yes, you're not owning that asset, but in 3 years you can switch out. So I find it a fiscally better decision for me because I like to change out cars to lease versus outright buy.
So it's kind of like saying, I know I'm going to make bad financial decisions, so I'm just going to lock myself into a bad financial decision that I know what I'm getting into. It's like going to a casino and saying, okay, I'm going to gamble no matter what, but instead of playing $1,000 a night, I'm just going to play $400 a night. And that way I know what I'm getting into and it gets cut off. I leased a car for several years as a real estate agent because it was imperative for me to have, a nicer quality car to take around clients in. Buying a new car every few years just wasn't economically feasible. And the lease payment, since I used the car entirely for business, was a complete write-off. It just made more financial sense for me to lease a reasonable car than buy a new car every so often. Yes, buying a car, driving it for 15 years would be cheaper, but given the situation, given the, you make basically just lemons out of lemon. You make lemons out of lemonade. You make lemonade out of lemons, okay? So leasing a car can be good for certain situations, but for most people, it doesn't make sense.
Do you have any credit card debt?
Yeah. No debt.
So you use them and you pay them off every month?
We pay them off, yeah. We pay them off, yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite credit card?
I think is Chase Sapphire. Yeah,
okay.
That's the one she picked.
Okay.
Yeah,
using those travel
Exactly,
points? Yeah.
Exactly. It was for the travel points.
It's good. If you could utilize it properly, I love the Chase Sapphire Reserve. That's one of my favorites. The American Express Gold Card is probably one of the better ones for like most people out there. Yeah, they do have an annual fee, but as long as you learn to optimize for points, you get so much money back.
How much money a month do you think you guys save?
I definitely save above 2K a month. Yeah.
2K?
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely, yeah. But that's just me, and then my wife saves on top of that as well, so yeah.
Doesn't seem like that much. So he's saving $24,000 a year, making $170,000 a year. So that means he's saving about under 15% of his income on a dual income household. It seems to me like he should be saving about 40%, 50%. That's it. He could be living so well 20 years from now just saving 50% of his income. But he's not doing it.
What's your monthly rent currently?
Our monthly rent is above $3,000, I think.
Oh, that is. Yeah. Ooh, that's expensive.
Yeah.
You guys make a lot of money, but
yeah.
But you know what's crazy? Again, he's probably making $250,000 a year as a household. Rent is $3,000 a month. Where's all the extra money going? Something's not adding up here, okay? The fact that he's only saving $2,000 a month on a $170,000 income, rent's $3,000 a month. Where's the extra money? See, that's flaws with this story. He's not budgeting properly. He doesn't know where his money's going.
I look at people who are younger now, and I feel like there's a lot of pressure, like, hey, I gotta hit this milestone of savings and buy a house and do this. And I'm like, okay, but did you take a vacation? Did you spend money on that night out with friends? Did you enjoy what you were eating this week,
Oh, come on. He's giving the exact opposite advice of what, like, a reasonable person would say. Says the guy who's probably bringing in $250 for a household, saving $2,000 a month. That's not you should not be taking advice from somebody who's, saving 15% of their income. I'm just saying, okay? I would tell people, work as hard as you can in your 20s. So what? You'll feel just as good when you're 30 years old as you will when you're 20. Save. Work hard. That's your time to double down. By the time you're 30, your options are going to be so wide and vast that, if you do it right by 35, you'll have the freedom to pick and choose what you want to do. And you'll be 35 years old. It's still really young. So I think his advice will set you. I mean, this is just the majority of America, unfortunately, is more so the mindset of let's live now, let's enjoy things, and I could always save later. That seems his mindset.
So spend your money, spend it wisely, spend it within your means. That's it.
So let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comment section. As always, feel free to subscribe, and don't forget that you could get some free stocks worth all the way up to a few $1,000s when you make a deposit using a paid affiliate link down below in the description. Enjoy those free stocks. It'll take you like 5-10 minutes to sign up. Could be pretty good. So enjoy. Thank you so much, and until next time.